Thank you, Nyata, thank you, Lucy, and thank you to all of you and all of our activists and campaigners and members who've been doing so much work over the last few weeks, campaigning with brilliant candidates, with a really positive campaign that we've been running. It is, of course, hard yards, but you know and I know that in so many cases, it's the last few days that makes a difference when people are making up their minds. So thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you're going to go on and do in the next few days, because we will fight this all of the way. And of course, we know it's challenging, but we have a fantastic team, a fantastic story to tell, whether it's the Workers' Rights Act, Employment Rights Act, whether it's the Renters' Rights Act, whether it's what we've done on child poverty, which has been incredible, and for hundreds of thousands of children now, they won't be growing up in poverty, and they can go as far as their talent. I know and you know that whatever's going on in the world, and there is a lot, whatever's going on in politics, and there is a lot, ask most people what matters to them most, and they will say the cost of living. And that is what we absolutely have to focus on. And that's why I'm so proud that that was the centrepiece of our budget last year and the focus of all of our actions, because we must always have in our mind's eye the people most affected by our decisions when we're taking our decisions. And you know, and I know, that the global situation makes it so much harder when it comes to the cost of living. Now, I've been absolutely clear that our country is not going to get dragged into a war in Iran. Interest, and no matter the pressure or wherever it comes from, we're not going to change our position. But we do have a duty to protect the country from the impacts, and the impacts are real on our economy. We can already see the difference in the forecast now to the forecast just a few months ago. And we know that on the forecourt people are feeling this when they're filling up their cars, and they know very well that what is happening internationally is affecting us domestically, and of course the impact on our streets with proxy attacks on our streets in relation to what's going on elsewhere in the world. So we have to protect our people from that. And we have to shape what comes next. This is not a time for putting our heads down and saying it's all gloom. This is a time for us to stand up and show the leadership that this country absolutely needs. And that has been failing for 20 years, because this is not the first time that we've had a global crisis, not the first time we've had something which has shaken our country. We've had it in 2008 with the financial crash. We had it with Brexit. We had it with COVID. We had it with the start of the Ukraine war. And every time the response of the then government, in my view, was completely wrong, because they said what we need to do is to get back to the status quo. But the status quo was not working for working people. It is not good enough. So this government will not be making that mistake. We will be not heading back for the status quo. We will be heading upwards to say we need to take more decisions on our economy to make sure it works for working people across the country. More decisions on energy, so that the bills of households across the country are not impacted every single time there's an international effect or conflict. And that means we must go absolutely faster in relation to renewables. Take back control of our bills, because that's the only way we can protect people. And we absolutely have to step up the defence and security of our country, working with our allies, and that's why I was at the European Political Summit yesterday, working with our allies about what more we can do to strengthen our position and protect our country in all of this. And of course, the other thing that has to be different this time is to make sure we give the hope and determination and opportunity that country resides in our young people who haven't had a fair chance, who haven't had the proper who haven't had the apprentices. We'll give them those chances. We'll make sure that every single child has the opportunity to go as far as their talent and ability will take them. And hope resides in our places, where we live and where we work, the places that people are so proud of. And that's why I'm so pleased that we're going even further with the Pride in Place Fund, which means that there's money to be invested in places, but those that decide where it's invested and what it's used on are those with skin in the game, giving power to our communities and building them up. So we must make sure that we stick together, that we don't get dragged into conflicts which are not in our national interest, but we protect our country from the impacts of that, that we do the serious hard work of making our country stronger and more resilient, and we also give the country what it needs more than anything after the last 20 years or so, which is the hope and opportunity of a better future. That's why we're in politics. That's what we will do. Thank you so much.
Is that all right? Yeah. Alexa? Okay.
3, 2, 1. Lovely, thank you.
Which camera now?
Fantastic. Right.
Oh, good.
Let us sail it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
So now people can mingle. Chat with our special guests. Get some drinks.
Spot.
Question one is for the poll. Prime Minister, we're here in London today, a few days out from the local elections, but a new opinion poll shows that Labour's support in London has fallen quite significantly, down 15%. Why do you think that's the case, and how do you convince people to vote for you and your party?
Well, as you can see, we've got a fantastic Labour team working every single day in London and across the country, campaigning with fantastic councillors and candidates and with a very positive message. Of course, it's going to be a challenge, but it is really important that we go in fighting for every vote which has to be earned in relation to this. I know that whatever's going on in the world, whatever's going on in politics, the thing that people care about and most concerned about is the cost of living, and so it's really important that we as a government keep our focus on the cost of living, and in particular just at the moment make sure that although we're not going to get drawn into the war in Iran, I've been really clear about that, but we have a duty and we must protect the British public from the impact of that, and that's what I'll continue doing.